Hey YouTube, this is Epiphraser 201. I'm gonna be reading My Little Dashie today. It's this beautiful fan fiction. I truly hope you enjoyed it. I will guarantee you will be crying by the end. I'm gonna leave a link for it in the description for those who want to read it themselves. So, well, I'm gonna be bawling my eyes out by the time I'm done with this. So, here goes nothing. My Little Dashie. Written by Rob Cakeran53. Edited by Sir Peppermint Jam. I live my life, one day at a time. A good portion of those days are uneventful, always falling in the same routine. I wake up, walk to work, walk home, then bum around until I go to bed. Sometimes I hang with my new friends, while other times I'll just play video games or watch My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Even so often, something new and interesting happens. I meet an old friend, I find $1 on the ground, or I get chased by a stray dog. Living in a dying city isn't very fun or interesting. This city was once full of life and color, but now most of the houses are sagging, the businesses sit empty and abandoned, and several open fields lay barren of the once great factories that helped drive the economy. I had never seen the city during those times in person, but I have seen pictures. My mother and father lived happily, and they could only wish the same for me growing up. Sadly, I cannot say that I have achieved their wish. I have fallen into the same dull routine. Wake, work, sleep, repeat. I do have some moments of bliss, but the daily struggles I go through outweigh the small moments of joy I have. My Little Pony has helped, but it's still just another thing to give my hopes up. Every time I see the show, or one of the ponies on a fan site, I recoil a bit at the bright colors, the joyful faces of the ponies, and the peaceful scenery of their world. It's so hard to look at that beautiful world, having it close to my grasp. I reach out to touch its warm colors and bright, smiling faces of the ponies, only to be stopped by my computer screen. I snap back to reality. It gets to the point where I simply shut down my computer and walk away. I do that a lot, especially after my parents' death. I go for a walk. When I feel sad, I walk. When I feel tired, I walk. When I feel like walking, I walk. Walking has become my second life in a sense. I spend at least half my day outside along the crumbling sidewalks and decaying suburbs. I have seen people come and go. I have seen buildings torn down, burned up, or have so much graffiti on its walls that its original color is unrecognizable. I very rarely pass any other people on my strolls. Most people don't like to look at their once beautiful city, their homes, or former businesses. I don't blame them, in fact, I envy them. They saw this place with their very own 2 eyes, seeing the buildings still standing, tall and proud, the lawns freshly cut, the paved roads, the sidewalks still intact. The only thing I've seen that comes even close is my mother's paintings, each of them colorful scenes of this concrete world. She started painting once everything crumbled beneath our feet, making the sad scenery before her look beautiful. Her masterpiece is of an open field that yield a parking garage. Over it, she drew an amazing rainbow. My favorite picture. I guess that is part why I like Rainbow Dash the most out of all the other ponies. Hey, just like me. Her colors, the amazing sonic rainbow, all remind me of that picture. There had been times I wished I had my own Rainbow Dash, or more realistically, a plushie of her, to curl up with in bed with. I've made an old Simba into a temporary replacement, until I am able to save enough money for one. It helps, in a way, like holding it close will heal my wounds, my pain, and my sorrow. My feet, after countless hours of walking in my old shoes, pulsate out under the sheet, and all the white, I'll hold that stuffed animal harder than a mother protecting her child. It's the only thing I can look at and feel true joy, even if it isn't physically the Rainbow Dash I want. It will have to do. Today, as usual, I walked to work. It was the same shit. Just a different day. Watching the same people enter the store, grab the merchandise and pay, then walk out with their bags in tow. My shift ended after several hours of this. I clocked out and started walking home. I decided to use a different route this time for a change in pace. A little something different from the normal path I walk. This part of the town was hit the worst. Only a few houses still stand, and none of them occupied. It truly is a sad sight to see. Then again, it's really the only sight I see. The only sight I'll ever see. Or so I thought. I was stopped by something unusual. A stray cardboard box in the middle of the sidewalk. Now, living in this kind of area, I see trash all the time. Boxes, McDonald's cups, and plastic bags litter the streets and empty fields. But rarely will I see a cardboard box that isn't crushed in one way or another. I noticed this particular box because it happened to be in my way. During my younger years, I tried to do what I could for the community. I'd pick up trash when I saw it, or I'd attempt to help my neighbors. It was a losing battle. Nowadays, I'd given up hope of cleaning this city, much less my neighborhood. Now I'll just pass the trash, letting it blow away in the breeze, or sit there and decompose. I let what's left of the people do their own things, since most of them don't care about anyone other than themselves. Why should I be any different? I walked past the box, barely giving it a glance. Nothing about it caught my attention right away. I continued on. My home not far away now. Upon arriving, I sat down and played some games, attempting to push the box out of my mind. I had little luck, as the box somehow managed to push its way back in. Time crept on by, and I soon found myself wanting to go for another walk. I left the house and started down my usual route when I stopped. What was it about that box that made it stick out in my mind? I turned around, starting down the path I had taken to get home. The path that I only walk once in a blue moon. Curiosity got the best of me, and I wanted some closure. Within minutes, I found it, still sitting there, sad and alone, among the broken concrete and overgrown grass. It didn't move. It didn't stand out as if it were special. It was just an ordinary, brown, cardboard box. I didn't want to say I came out here for nothing. So I walked closer to it. As I drew closer, however, I began to notice something inside. It was brightly colored, multiple colors in fact. and was quite small, maybe the size of a few-month-old Labrador puppy. I stopped beside the box and looked down at the colorful blob inside. This is where I currently stand, looking into the box at a small something. No, I know exactly what it is, but my brain isn't allowing me to fully realize it just yet. At first I want to say it's simply a toy left to die alone with all the other things in this block, but then I saw it breathing. In fact, it appears to be sleeping. My hands are sweating, my breathing erratic, and I'm blinking eyes trying to refresh my vision. Each time, the image stays the same. Inside is a sleeping filly Rainbow Dash. I kneel down, trying to get a closer look into the box. I can't believe what I'm seeing. There is not a physical, mental, or an extraterrestrial way how this could be here. How she could be here. In my gloomy, dark, and horrid world, I examined the box further, and on the side, in simple pen, says, "Give to good home." My first thought that runs through my mind, besides the initial filly Rainbow Dash in a box, is, who would give up a filly Rainbow Dash? My mind is now a mess of questions. How did she get here? Why is she here? Why is she a filly? Her flank is even barren of a cutie mark, meaning she is indeed a filly. As I stand to stretch my tired legs, I accidentally bump the side of my box with my foot, and the inevitable occurs. She wakes up. She looks around, rubbing her face with the foreleg, trying to wake herself up. At first, all she sees are the brown walls of the box, but then she looks up to me. Those large, black eyes, along with the rose-colored rim around them, drive it my heart to, as the meme goes, drive into my heart to, as the meme goes, explode. Twice. The sheer cuteness of it all drives me to kneel back down, and I can't hold back a smile. I haven't smiled like this in years, since the last time me and my parents went out to the only remaining park in the area. Her eyes continue to stare at me, and I stare back. I don't know what to say or what to do, but I must start somewhere. "Hi there." I speak, but she doesn't respond. What are you doing here?" She looks around, then back to me. The more I study her, the more I realize she is really young. Years younger than her filly appearance in episode 23. She might not even be able to talk yet. That is, if she can even talk in my world. The fact that she is even existing right now has me reeling in confusion. I return my attention back to her and notice a small shiver of her body. The fall season is here, and it can get pretty cold, especially around mid-September. I'm not sure how to exactly tackle this situation. Do I take her home? Do I call someone? Who would I even call? I'm a close-knit brony, so none of my friends know about my love of the show. I can't take her to a shelter. That's a stupid thought in the first place. Not only would it be a horrible sight, she might be taken off to some lab and experimented on or something just equally horrible. I only have one choice. She shakes once more as the cool air reaches her coat. Her wings ruffle as she lays back down and huddles her legs closer to keep her body warm. That's the final straw.